Hello, guys, and welcome to my 2024 Atlantic Hurricane Season forecast. And in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the models like CANSIPS and the NMME here, along with what is currently going on with the sea surface temperatures and what La Nina or the ENSO is doing at this current point in time. Right now, we are taking a look at the CANSIPS model. This is the total accumulated precipitation anomaly for each month here. And we're looking at the month of June. And you can see here that the moisture is really starting to return here in the Caribbean compared to May. As you can see here, May is really dry here, and June here. This is the look of a tropical wave pattern here that is starting to return to the Caribbean and other places. A lot of moisture coming on here in the Southwest Caribbean, up here in the Southwest Atlantic here, and parts of the Gulf of Mexico as well. Now, I'm gonna say right off the bat that these precipitation anomalies aren't just tropical cyclones. They could be, upper level lows, troughs that come through, tropical waves. Just any type of rain from some features that are out there. Now, yes, some of these can be tropical cyclones, but not all of it. So that's June, and July we're kind of looking at the same thing here. Here's the intertropical convergence zone here that's starting to lift northward, and right here, this is the hot spot for all of the convection. Right here is the Southwest Caribbean. And now the Gulf of Mexico is fully enhanced with convection here as we head forward. Here's August. Like there is kind of a recurve path here. Like some of these tropical cyclones can go over here to the Bahamas and then make a quick turn out like that. Maybe scraping the coast. But then there you got a lot of precipitation here in the same places like the Gulf of Mexico, off of the Carolina coast, and Florida. You know, a lot of people are saying Florida is going to be a hot spot this year. There might be something to look forward, not forward, obviously, but look out for as we head out to August. September, yes, there's a clear out to sea path here for storms, but as you can see, that precipitation is still looking mighty. That's a huge amount still in the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico. So we're going to have a variety of out to sea storms probably, and storms that go farther west. October and November, as you can see, most of the precipitation is confined to the Caribbean. All right, let's take a look at the sea surface temperature anomalies here. And as you can see, man, is it hot. We're talking about maybe 1.6 to 2 degrees Celsius above the long-term average right now in May. And as we go through time, that's going to moderate some. It's going to weaken a little bit as we head through the season. And one very important place here that we want to look to if you want a hyperactive year, this is one of the more important places here. This is this Canary Current here. This current running from North Atlantic down through near Ireland and towards the Canary Islands. That is going to play a decent role on if we're going to get some of these numbers that some of these forecasters are throwing out there, like 200 ACE. You're probably going to need a fairly decently warm Canary Current to get that done. And as we head out through time, you can see that area that I pointed out starts to warm up a little bit. And by the time we hit to peak season, the Canary Current is warmed up and ready to go for the typical September tropical cyclone outbreaks that we normally get. So we'll see if those tropical cyclone outbreaks um, is Cabo Verde in nature, or a lot of those storms form out west. That's gonna that's gonna be the determining factor here on what the ACE forecast is going to be going forward in time. And as you can see, as we head out farther into time, it starts to moderate a little bit. All right, now we're going to take a look at the NMME forecast here, and we're starting here in June. It's the typical thing that you saw on the CANSIPs, that moisture is starting to return here in some places after a very dry and abysmal May. Now this, like I said, this is indicative of the wave train that is starting to return a little bit as we kick in that African standing wave that we've had for a long while now. Once that MGO comes in and sets itself up, come the first couple of weeks of June, that's when you're going to start to really see the difference here, and the convection in the Atlantic. Maybe obviously we're going to have some attempts at tropical cyclone genesis in June. It all just depends on other factors as well, like wind shear. And sadly, the wind shear stuff isn't working on the CANSIPs or the NMME. So I can't really show that to you guys right now. So, hopefully next month when I do a revise, I'll be able to show that stuff with you guys. But anyways, as we head out through time, it's pretty much what the CANSIP shows. The precipitation here is, returning to the Gulf of Mexico, Caribbean. And as you can see, the intertropical convergence zone is lifting north here on the model. You can clearly see how that works out there. September, there's your clear out to sea path. As we get into September, because September, that's when the ridge starts to break down a little bit. It's not as strong as it is in July, August time frame. So you're going to get more out to sea storms here. But as you can see from the precipitation anomaly, depending on how these storms get together, whether they start to get together sooner by, say, the Cabo Verde Islands, now those storms are probably going to be the ones to go out to sea. If they take their time and say get together right in here, then you're probably going to have some trouble going into the Caribbean, Gulf of Mexico, and all those other spots. And October, November, you're pretty suppressed to the Caribbean, as it should in most La Nina years. Here comes the SST anomalies. And I know you guys have been hearing a lot about SST anomalies, and rightfully so. They're so anomalously warm right now that people can't help but to gravitate towards that, because we've never seen anomalies like this before. So that's, yeah, it's understandable why people are talking about it a lot. Like, yeah, to some that might be getting a little bit annoying, but what can you do? But here is the SST anomalies for June, and as you can see, let's go back here to June here. CANSIPs and NME, you can clearly see the difference at night and day of the two models here. The MMME has definitely a much warmer Canary Current here, along with the main development region as well. So this is a crazy look. We're looking at some of these places at 2 degrees Celsius above the long-term average. And as we head out through the season, yes, it's going to moderate some and weaken, but it's mostly still, there. And who really knows if these SSTs are going to stick around for next year, as well. That's going to be something to really look forward as we head in that direction. All right, now we're going to take a look at the real time data here. And these are the hive molar diagrams here. And as you can see, the blues here, those are easterlies. And the Enzo region is full of easterlies. And easterlies is what cools the Enzo down. The reds are what warms it up. And as you can see here, you know, the even the Enzo neutral is on borrowed time here because these are some pretty solid easterlies here as we head out through the next, 8 days looking at the GFS. All right, we're going to take a look at the current SST anomalies here, and we're going to go towards the Enzo region here. And you can see this cool tongue that's really starting to make itself known now. This is the La Nina that is trying to break through to the other side, as they say. um, this a month or two ago, this was a pretty solidly red, but now we've really chipped away that red, and we've definitely got some blues in there. How about the North Atlantic? How are we looking at the North Atlantic? This is absolutely insane. You can clearly see the classic horseshoe of this plus AMO here that has taken shape. And this, like, some of these, waters are running 3C above the long term average. Like some of these real darker reds here. And this is going to be rather important as we head out through time. How much more is this going to warm? How much is it going to cool down, if any? That's up in the air. Well, it's not going to cool a whole lot. That's this warm anomaly is going to be locked in. The only thing is, how much is it going to fluctuate? That's the real thing I was looking for here. Real word I was looking for. So how much are we going to fluctuate here going into peak season? That's yet to be seen. But as you can see, even the subtropics is starting to warm up here because now we're starting to see less blues here, and I'm wondering if we're about to see a warmth everywhere type of scenario because that could, hinder the ace count a little bit, the warmth all over. But we're gonna have to see how that pans out. And right now, the Canary Current is looking on the coolish side, so we're gonna see if that ever, that warms up over the next couple of weeks and months as we head towards peak season. All right. So with that being said, this is what you all came here to see. What is my forecast going to be? What is my numbers and my analogs? And we're going to take a look right now. All right. Here is my forecast for the Atlantic hurricane season for the year 2024. I'm looking for 22 to 26 named storms, 12 to 15 hurricanes, 4 to 7 major hurricanes, and a medium of 200 days. I have a range of 180 to 220. The reason why I have 180 as the lowest point because we could see a warmth everywhere kind of situation in the Atlantic. Who knows? That all depends on how much the subtropics are going to want to warm. So that's why I kind of have a fail mode of 180, and 220 is if we get that real classic plus AMO here with that warm Canary Current, and that's where my high end is coming from. Right now, I'm in the middle. So, with that being said, here's my analogs. I got 1926, 1933, 2005, 2010, and 2020. With that being said, I want to thank you guys for watching. I will be back with full, probably every other day uploads here real soon. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I hope you had a very good day.